Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle DeSelms. Just an hour from now, polls will close for local primaries in many communities in West Michigan. Voters are casting their ballots in mayoral and city commission races, as well as millages. But next year, elections will be changing. News 8's Byron Tollefson is in West Olive with a look ahead of what's to come.
In many ways, Michigan's election system is about to look very different. It is a sprawling set of changes to our elections. Ottawa County Clerk Justin Roebuck is excited for what's to come next year, but he says clerks around the state could use some financial help to get this all done. As voters head to the polls today, it will be one of the last times under the old system because soon our elections will look very different.
I think our voters don't really know about all of these changes, and so it's going to be important for us to be able to advocate and make sure that voters understand their options.
Prop 2, passed by voters last November and put in place by the legislature last month, allows up to a month of early voting. Sites have to be open for at least 9 consecutive days before the election and up to 29 days. Ottawa County has talked with cities about creating 4 locations across the county so people can vote early wherever they are.
It's a convenient location. It's generally a larger facility. It's close to a highway where you get on and off as you're going to work, or maybe next to a Costco or something that's convenient for voters.
The Board of Commissioners still has to approve that plan. Although the legislature has marked $24 million to help clerks handle early voting, Roebuck says it still isn't enough.
Pretty expansive when you think about changing how our elections are run from 1 day to 9 days in 8-hour shifts.
The Ottawa County Clerk says more local, state, and federal funding can help fill the need for more staff, renting facilities to securely store ballots and tabulators off-site during early voting, and getting new equipment.
We need new additional voting tabulators for every early voting site, and sometimes more than one. So we can't use the same equipment for early voting that we use in the precincts on election day.
Another change that clerks pushed for, cities and townships with at least 5,000 people can process and tabulate ballots up to 8 days before the election. The results cannot be reported or generated before polls close. The process will be open to the public, and Roebuck says it will be easier to watch.
They're looking at something on, at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Monday instead of late into the wee hours of Wednesday morning following the close of polls on election as ballots are still being cast and tabulated.
The new law expands drop boxes, requiring municipalities to have at least one drop box per 15,000 voters to drop off absentee ballots.
Voters can be assured that when they're placing a ballot in a drop box that it's under video surveillance, that it's monitored, that it's checked on a regular basis.
Also soon, voters will only need to submit one application to receive absentee ballots for all future elections. The state will also set up an electronic ballot tracking system to follow applications for absentee ballots.
We've got a lot of challenges ahead, but I think if we have the right resources, we're going to be able to do this really well for our voters, and so we're excited about it.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer has told reporters that she's confident that Michigan's presidential primary will be February of next year, so that would be when these changes first begin. In West Olive, Byron Tollefson, News 8.